YouTube, motherfucking YouTube. Welcome to HIPHOPWORLD. It's your boy Papa Benji. We are back with another reaction. Today, man, Marvel's been dropping a lot of trailers lately. And y'all know Spider-Man Brand New Day is at the end of the It's at the end of the month, man. I hope y'all go on and watch that, because I'm going to tap into that as well. Without further ado, the final trailer, Peter's Journey. Let's lock the fuck in. Y'all know what's going on, man. Get the subtitles up too. See, you want to know what's fucking crazy? He made everybody erase this shit, and niggas is still finding out. You see how fucking karma, like life, yo bitch ass never came. Yo bitch ass never came back and fixed it. My nigga, you kept that paper in your cup for months? What the way? Whoa. My nigga, don't be simping, Peter. Don't be out here simping. This nigga had a letter written. Mad shit. I hope they got a lot to offer in this movie. We done seen mad scenes already, bruh. What? A fucking Spider-Man Hulk fight scene? Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. He just punched Hulk with some lightning shit, bro. Am I tweaking? Yo, what is this? What is this? What's this shit right here? What do he punch Hulk with? Bro, what did he punch Hulk with, my nigga? This is gonna be a crazy Easter egg right here, bro. This right here gonna have niggas going crazy right now for this trailer alone, bro. We gonna watch a breakdown as well. Nah, that's some funny shit right there. Not gonna lie. We gotta tap in. That's the electric fist from the movie with the vulture. Okay, that's insane, bro. I did not know he had electric fist, my nigga. Whoa. All right, let's watch a Easter eggs and a breakdown and things we may have missed real quick. Check out things we may have missed real quick. Wait. Bro, that's a fucking game trailer. I say, what the fuck is that?
To need a miracle. Hey, pal. It's not possible.
Yeah, that shit definitely crazy though, bro. That shit is definitely crazy. It's about to be 10 years since Endgame dropped, bro. Endgame dropped 2019, nigga.
Something's coming.
Are they gonna show us a recap of the trailer?
Something we may not be able to deter. Before this day is done, we should be faced with an unthinkable decision. I've fought with many warriors in my time. They were far stronger than all of us put together, and they died. They died facing enemies and threats that scared me far less.
All right, we seen this trailer. Let's get to the breakdown.
Space between characters where there's supposed to be somebody standing there, but they've removed it so that you don't actually know what's happening in scenes in the trailer. Marvel does stuff like this all the time. Even back during Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, they removed all kinds of stuff from the trailers just to mislead you about what was actually going on in the movie. Probably one of the biggest things people were asking about after the trailer was Captain America calling Mjolnir to his hand, the broken version that Jane Foster Thor was using that reconstituted because of the enchantment to protect her that Thor just continued to use when he was going around the universe with love and also using Stormbreaker at the same time. So that's why Thor still has this broken version of Mjolnir. You can still see the cracks running through it, meaning that when this version of Steve Rogers tries to use the hammer again, it can break into pieces and then reconstitute again. We'll see how the Russos handle this. They also might decide they don't want to use that ability that Taika Waititi introduced during Thor.
Why would, like, that's kind of ass though, like, break apart, like, what's the, it's gonna hit somebody and then break apart. Wow, wonderful.
Love and Thunder. All the cracks are just meant to be for continuity's sake and to let you know which version of the hammer this is. But a lot of people have been micro-analyzing his features on the Fantastic Four ship when he calls it to his hand, saying that they don't think that this looks like the 616 Steve Rogers, asking what happened to Old Man Cap, what is going on with this version of Cap, because he has a beard that's way longer, hair that's longer than the version of Captain America that we saw.
Oh, he actually does. When you actually think about it. What the hell? All right, so we got to take those notes into consideration as well.
In the Avengers Endgame probable post-credit scene that they use as a teaser for Avengers Doomsday for Steve Rogers putting his Captain America suit in his house and watching his son be born.
I understood that reference.
When you rewatch the trailer, you notice that when the Fantastic Four and Thor are getting off of their ship, you see Bucky and Sam with really side-eye looking at that Captain America walking off the ship, and they don't look that happy to act.
Wait, but I don't see Captain America getting off the ship, though.
When the Fantastic Four and Thor are getting off of their ship,
yeah, they didn't show us Captain America. They only show us Fantastic Four and Thor.
You see Bucky and Sam with...
You want to know what's crazy? The Thing and Hulk sizes supposed to be similar, but they're not. Like, they're not in this movie.
Really side-eye looking at that Captain America walking off the ship, and they don't look that happy to actually see him. They look very sus, like this is not our Captain America.
How do you know that's the Captain? How you know that's Captain America, though?
What is going on here?
That they looking at?
So when the Fantastic Four is in the new Avengers Tower and Thor's giving his big rally speech and they're talking about the incursions on the big readout on the board, that all those three Earths colliding as the incursion's getting ready to happen, there's a countdown clock on their board too. So Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, is basically telling them what's about to happen with the three different versions of Earth colliding. In between the characters,
yeah,
right next to the board,
makes that right there don't make a little sense to me. We'll have to see in the game. I mean, in the movie.
Dead space. I think that's where Steve Rogers is meant to be standing because we see him literally get off the ship, Sam Wilson and Bucky watching him get off, but then you don't see him in this big wide shot with all the characters listening to Thor give his rally speech. So clearly he's somewhere in this scene and Marvel just removed him digitally from the scene.
All right.
For those of you asking about this scene too, Sentry is also here. Bob is just in his Bob form, wearing his same clothes from the Thunderbolts post-credit scene. He's just off to like the far left, sitting in a chair. He's still here though. Cannot wait to see what Dr. Doom's post-credit scene. He's just off to like the... So here, Bob is just in his Bob form, wearing his same clothes from the Thunderbolts post-credit scene. He's just off to like the far left, sitting in a chair. He's still...
Bruh, I did not see this nigga all the way in the corner.
Here though. Cannot wait to see what Dr. Doom is going to do to deal with the Sentry because he's so OP. Even if he goes into void form in the movie, it's kind of like Thanos in Infinity War. You know that they have to win by the end of the movie, so Dr. Doom is going to have some way of defeating, probably pretty quickly, Sentry and Void. But you do kind of wonder what's inside Dr. Doom's void room if he gets pulled into the void briefly in the movie.
Wait, Doom is going to defeat Sentry? I had to re-listen to that back. Sentry and Void? Is that the same person I think I'm talking about, the gold dude?
To win by the end of the movie, so Dr. Doom is going to have some way of defeating, probably pretty quickly, Sentry and Void. But you do kind of wonder what's inside Dr. Doom's void room if he gets pulled into the void briefly in the movie. Probably his dead wife and child. And I do think now the poster they released for the movie with the woman and child at the top of the broken earth is his dead wife and child. And that's why he was so interested in Franklin Richards in the Fantastic Four post-credit scene, because it probably reminded him of his child. There's a rumor that his wife from his universe was also another version of Sue Storm, which would make even more sense why he'd be interested in Franklin Richards, because it'd look a little bit like his child too. And here's the other thing with this version of Steve Rogers with the black shirt and the pants. They're calling him Shirt Pants Guy. Shirt Pants Guy will return in Avengers Doomsday. A little while ago, there was
Shirt Pants Guy. Cause in reality, Sam Wilson would have to give back the shield. He would actually have to give Cap back the shield, though. Like, is they gonna go through all that again, or is they just gonna have him shirt pants?
Was a leaked scene where Dr. Doom does his big heel turn in the movie and he reveals himself as the villain against all the other heroes that combine their forces. Like, they stop fighting each other. The X-Men stop fighting the Fantastic Four, stop fighting the New Avengers, and they realize that it's Dr. Doom who's after them as he raises the Sentinels back up after the battle they've just had at the X-Mansion with the X-Men characters. Uses his runes and raises the Sentinels back up and just turns them on everyone. And they do this big 360 wraparound shot, which is meant to ape the original one that they did in the first Avengers movie with the original 6 Avengers circling around them as the Chitauri were bearing down on them. But this time it's the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, and the New Avengers all fighting.
Nah, nigga, this shit gonna be fucking beautiful. I'm not gonna lie.
Together against Dr. Doom. But here's the thing, you see...
Like we deserve another X-Men movie Like, we're due for an X-Men movie. I don't remember the last time y'all gave us that.
Shirt Pants Guy, this version of Steve Rogers that everybody thinks might be evil Steve Rogers, in the middle of that 360 wraparound shot. If he is going to wind up being an evil version of Captain America, he would also have to have a heel turn moment during this big battle here. And for those of you asking, how could evil Captain America be worthy and wield Mjolnir like this, call it to his hand, if he weren't like the true 616 version of Captain America? The Hydra Captain America explainer, and I'm not totally sure that he would be a version of Hydra Captain America, like an actual Nazi. I don't think Chris Evans would come back to play an actual Nazi. He might just be a Hulk Hogan heel turn version of Steve Rogers. Just think of him that way. But in the original Secret Empire Hydra Captain America story, the reason why he was actually able to wield the real version of Mjolnir is because reality was rewritten so that he could wield it. So the closest explainer for Avengers Doomsday...
Reality was rewritten so that he could hold it. What the fuck?
If they're on the Fantastic Four ship in another universe, like they're coming to the MCU 616 universe, why this evil Captain America, or if he is evil, would be able to be worthy enough to wield Mjolnir. It probably has something to do with Dr. Doom using his...
Don't mislead us. Please don't mislead us with information. Don't mislead us with certain information saying Captain America is gonna be a motherfucking villain if he's not gonna be a villain, bro. Don't mislead me, bro. Because I got my high hopes up of at least saying we getting the normal Cap back, bro. I want us to at least get the normal Cap back, bro. Don't give us no evil niggas. Y'all already took Tony Stark, Iron Man, the fucking GOAT. Y'all already took him away from us. Like, how the fuck can y'all continue Avengers without Iron Man?
Magic on him, rewriting the reality of his character so that he's able to do it, like some sort of runic magic that allows him to wield Mjolnir. Because
nigga, I almost cried when Iron Man died in Endgame, nigga. Well, I did.
Dr. Doom has runes on his armor. You can see him here when he stops Stormbreaker cold in his tracks and dissipates all the energy so that it basically does nothing to him, that he's also probably capable of doing something similar that allows this Captain America, this Steve Rogers, to wield Mjolnir.
I can do this all day.
Yeah, I know.
But if he does have a big heel turn in the movie, big surprise, it would be after this big rally event.
That was Captain America versus Captain America. I can do this all day.
Avengers moment where they all do the circle around. And Dr. Doom
they make me want to recap and watch back the old movies a little bit.
Reveals himself as the big villain of the story. Like, you only thought there was one villain here. Oh, there's another one too. But it doesn't answer what happens to our 616 version of Steve Rogers that went back to live with Peggy Carter that we saw in the Avengers Doomsday teaser trailer with his son being born. That's still our version of Captain America. There's also another confirmation about...
How you don't know he didn't come back? How you didn't know they didn't go get him? How y'all ain't know Fantastic Four didn't go pick them niggas up?
Loki showing up from the TVA to help him too. So when you see Loki use his card here, he's standing next to the curtains. In my last video, I said the curtains that Loki was standing next to in his TVA uniform look like the curtains inside Captain America and Peggy Carter's house. But also, when you see the hand turning his card over, the TVA card with his portrait on it, you also see it holding a ring. It's the same ring on Steve Rogers' finger that we see after he gets off of his motorcycle. So it's Steve Rogers holding Loki's TVA card, which I think confirms that that's going to be one of the new post-credit scenes.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Him too. So when you see Loki use his card here, he's standing next to the curtains. In my last video, I said the curtains that Loki was standing next to in his TVA uniform look like the...
What if he like disguised himself as Captain America? What if he disguised himself as Captain America? That can be the only reason that I could think of as well. Like the same ring, Loki is not gonna have on the ring, bruh.
Curtains inside Captain America and Peggy Carter's house, but also when you see the hand turning his card over, the TVA card with his portrait on it.
What if that's actually Loki in disguise?
You also see it holding a ring. It's the same ring on Steve Rogers' finger that we see after he gets off of his motorcycle. So it's Steve Rogers holding Loki's TVA card, which I think can...
How do you know? How do you know?
Confirms that that's going to be one of the new post-credit scenes that they attach to the Avengers Endgame Encore, so that when he goes back to the past to live with Peggy Carter, all of a sudden Loki shows up at his door and sends him to another universe because he's causing an incursion. Like, Loki will show up and explain to him why he can't live in the past in this main timeline. Like, no, this is going to be a problem. You're causing a Nexus event. We had a whole couple seasons about it on my TV show that you probably haven't seen yet because you're Captain America, and you just went to return all the Infinity Stones. And getting back to that poster that they released for the movie with Dr. Doom looking at the broken...
Okay, you just returned all the Infinity Stones, and then you go back in time to fuck up and make an incursion again. I'm so excited, bro. I'm so excited.
The world with his dead wife and child on top of it, and it's cracked. The world is cracked. I think the idea is that an incursion destroyed his world and killed his wife and child, and he blames 616 or Steve Rogers when he went back to live with Peggy Carter for causing that incursion by doing that.
He's confusing us, bro. He giving us so many like angles to go about.
All your Steve Rogers, evil Steve Rogers, Steve-ul Rogers theories in the comments below. What do you think's going on with his character Shirt Pants in the movie? Next really big Easter egg is at the beginning of the trailer in the X-Men when you see
they basically breaking down the trailers and shit like that.
Professor X looking up in the sky at the red planet and it's exploding. We're meant to see an incursion with another version of Earth dying, and I thought
I was going to see a breakdown of the Spider-Man
universe, the Raimi verse. There was a rumor that we're going to see him at the beginning of the movie, like the very beginning of the movie will be on his Earth, so we might see him fighting alongside his characters on his Earth against the X-Men characters because we're on the X-Men's Earth when we see their Earth exploding. And I think the idea is that Doctor Doom has come to the X-Men's world and is trying to gaslight them to destroy other versions of Earth.
Yeah, something within Brand New Day, something inside of Brand New Day is going to have a post-credit or something that leads to Doomsday.
So that they can save their Earth, which also carries forward to the new Avengers in the 616 universe when they come to the X-Men's Earth, also trying to do the same thing. Like, oh, we need to stop them from destroying our Earth so that we can also survive until they realize like the real problem here is Doctor Doom. But that would also mean that Tobey Maguire Spider-Man's universe is destroyed at the very beginning of the movie. That would be like a real crazy way to begin. It's kind of like the beginning of Avengers Infinity War where they kill off a lot of the Asgardians, most of the Asgardians. We see what you're doing there, Russo brothers, hitting a lot of the same beats from Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. It doesn't explain what's happening with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. We'll talk about that in a second, too, because I think we've learned what's happening in the post-credit scene for Spider-Man Brand New Day, and it involves Avengers Doomsday and what's happening with his Tom Holland version of Spider-Man.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm fucking saying. Let's fucking go.
Some of the big characters that we know are supposed to be in the movie but seem like they're hidden in the trailer or they just cut the footage out or they digitally remove them include Doctor Strange, probably one of the biggest ones. He was supposed to be really big in both of these upcoming Avengers movies. What is he doing? The last time we saw him, he was with Clea going to the dark dimension to help her stop an incursion. Supposedly, Doctor Strange's plot in the movie is going to be somewhat similar to his Jonathan Hickman Time Runs Out plot, where he actually winds up helping Doctor Doom in his plan behind the scenes to stop the incursions and save the multiverse, but doing it in like a very different way that's counter to what the 616 Avengers heroes want to do.
What the hell?
So it's not exactly a heel turn from Doctor Strange, but I think it is a big reveal that he might be helping Doctor Doom in the movie, even though he believes he's doing the right thing. He doesn't believe he's being evil or anything like that. When it comes to Deadpool and Wolverine, I also would not be surprised if they appear briefly at the beginning of the movie or like somewhere in the movie when they're fighting people from another version of Earth.
I don't think they're gonna be involved. I don't think Wolverine and Deadpool is gonna be involved at all. He really trying to take literally everybody and try and throw them in the movie. If they find some way to fit inside of there, then it would be surprising. But there's nothing that will be like, all right, Wolverine and Deadpool needs to be in this movie. There's nothing that gives me that feeling.
It's like a brief moment where we see them, and then they just become bigger characters during Avengers Secret Wars. They're not meant to be like super big main characters during this first Doomsday movie. Speaking of Tom Holland's Spider-Man, supposedly the rumor is that his post-credit scene in Spider-Man Brand New Day is him just being revealed that he's made it to another Earth, and it might wind up being the Fantastic Four's Earth. Like he just wakes up and he's not on the 616 MCU universe. He's on another Earth. Like, oh my God, what's happening? And then we find out what happens with him next during Avengers Secret Wars. Maybe this is also what happens with Sadie Sink's new Jean Grey character, because she's not meant to be connected to the X-Men that we see in the Avengers Doomsday trailer. She's from like a completely separate universe, supposedly. Next big character, speaking of that movie, is the Hulk. What happens to the Hulk after Spider-Man Brand New Day? Why isn't he in this trailer? My assumption is that because Bruce Banner loses control and goes back into Savage Hulk form, but then eventually is able to calm back down, Damage Control has arrested him, so he's in a Damage Control prison when Avengers Doomsday is happening, and that just leads him to show back up again during Avengers Secret Wars. So
no fucking way. We're not gonna get Hulk. We're not getting Hulk in the game. What the hell, Leonte?
Damage Control prison when
I hate who they have as Gambit, but I guess we'll get used to it.
Brand New Day, why isn't he in this trailer? My assumption is that because Bruce Banner loses control and goes back into Savage Hulk form, but then eventually is able to calm back down, Damage Control has arrested him, so he's in a Damage Control prison when Avengers Doomsday is happening, and that just leads him to show back up again during Avengers Secret Wars, so most of the Hulk stuff we see is during Avengers Secret Wars. Captain Marvel and Monica Rambeau are supposed to have minor roles in Avengers Doomsday. I think the reason why they're not in the chair watch, they're not in the trailer, and they're not in the post.
They need to add Beast inside Marvel Rivals, though.
That they've released so far is just because their roles are so small. But remember, Monica Rambeau got stuck in the X-Men's universe at the end of the Marvels movie. They'll have to address that in some small way. So like we know that
right, y'all can't just be throwing stuff in movies and not giving us the information.
They're going to be in the movie in at least a small way, and then probably bigger roles during Avengers Secret Wars.
I hated Smart Hulk, my nigga. I hated Smart Hulk.
A couple other big characters also from that post-credit scene was Beast. So we know Beast is supposed to be in the movie. Kelsey Grammer has talked about working with all the other X-Men actors coming back to do their roles. We just haven't seen him in any of the trailers. My assumption is because the special effects for his character just are not done yet. The visual effects are still incomplete. So you have to imagine when everybody's going crazy in the background here, Beast is also flying around fighting people. Monica Rambeau's mother was also in that universe as a version of Binary with both Bengals. She'd have to show up in some small way too. We know that Nightcrawler is going to be really big in the movie, and he has a fight.
I ain't gonna lie, this Beast from Marvel don't got shit on Beast Boy from DC Universe. You see how they kind of have the similar superheroes?
Scene with Mr. Fantastic. My assumption is that he's also in the background of all these big shots of the X-Men fighting the new Avengers characters, but the visual effects are not done yet, so that's also why you don't see a lot of him in the trailer. They just removed him until they can polish the visual effects on that. Speaking of other Spider-Men, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, I'm not expecting to...
Yo, how niggas can remove shit out of trailers is insane. I would never question movie production.
Show up until Avengers Secret Wars. Like, there's just too many characters already. They're just going to save him for Secret Wars.
Yeah, too many characters.
Same exact idea from Jonathan Hickman's Avengers Secret Wars and Time Runs Out. Dr. Doom creates Battleworld out of a combination of all the remaining universes, and then people that survive from the fragments of other worlds just wind up on this version of Battleworld, which is probably going to be a combination of the three worlds, the X-Men's world, the Fantastic Four's world, and the MCU together. What'll probably happen is they'll just say there's a couple other universes that get thrown into the mix there, and Andrew Garfield's universe just happens to be one of them, like a fragment of his survives, so he survives to Battleworld.
We should do this again, like, all hang out.
It's nice.
Yeah.
We should...
Then probably one of the biggest characters that we haven't talked about in a while is Elizabeth Olsen's Scarlet Witch. Where
I forgot about Scarlet Witch's strong, powerful ass.
is Scarlet Witch? My assumption now is that they're going to save her mostly for Secret Wars, and the Avengers are supposed to lose against Dr. Doom. Like, he's supposed to defeat all the different characters in Doomsday so that we spill into Secret Wars. He becomes God Emperor Doom. So what'll probably happen is that just like the transition between...
Oh, we're gonna lose in a match? Oh, man, nah. I kind of fuck with Dr. Doom, though. Like, that nigga is, like, OP strong.
Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, when Endgame picked up, and now when Secret Wars picks up, all the survivors...
Like they giving us more of a glimpse of Dr. Doom than they did on the two first Fantastic Fours. The first two Fantastic Fours that they dropped was... That Doom is nothing compared to this Doom that they about to show us.
Will try to pick up the pieces and search for all the other most powerful heroes that they can help to defeat God Emperor Doom and save the multiverse, like restore the multiverse. So early theory right now, some of the Young Avengers characters that will also probably appear in this movie, like Cassie Lang, showed up in the Doomsday trailer, so we know some of the Young Avengers characters will be in these movies.
Yeah, the movie got to be damn near 3-4 hours long.
When Secret Wars picks up, we see some of the concept art that leaked a while ago. Those characters probably come together and look for Scarlet Witch and eventually find her, and then she helps them restore the multiverse in Secret Wars, along with all the other big characters that wind up surviving.
Nah,
So you have to remember a big idea. Not every...
I'm not gonna lie. Scarlet Witch might be a problem against Doomsday. Dr. Doom.
Everybody is going to be in Doomsday.
She
It's
might
just
be a
going to be like
problem.
Infinity War and Endgame, where they split some of the characters. Like, okay, you're not going to be in the first movie. You'll be in the second movie because there's too many characters to put them all in both movies. I know there are a lot of questions now about the Celestials and the Eternals. Are any of them going to show up? I would be surprised if at least like one or two don't show up in one of these upcoming Avengers movies.
All right, Emergency Awesome. All right. I like the breakdown. That you're giving us and stuff. But we not even there yet. Hold on, brother, man. We still got a good 5 months left, man. I think you want too much to be inside the movie. I want too much stuff to be inside the movie. But will they give us it in this movie? I don't think so, bro. We gotta see and wait until they show us. Don't start inserting mystery characters. Don't start inserting mystery characters in the midst. You feel me? Break down the details of what's going in this trailer, in the Brand New Day trailer, and let's go from there. You know what I'm saying? We know Captain America in there. Now the Sentinels and all this. Now we jumping we jump into mad different areas within Marvel. Let's just take our time and let's relax, man. Avengers Doomsday, Spider-Man Brand New Day. Y'all better make sure y'all asses are in a seat in a theater, man. We are outski.